Russian forces from the 291st Artillery Brigade are firing two S-7M Malka, an improved 210 variant of the 2S-7 Pion, a Soviet-era self-propelled 203mm super heavy artillery system. Soviet ground forces began receiving the self-propelled gun in 1975. The original 47 tons model was able to carry 4 rounds capable of firing 1.5 rounds per minute. The 2S7 was first modernised in 2008 to improve the rate of fire, greater accuracy and larger ammunition load. The 1980s modifications saw the system redesignated as the 2S7M Malka. The howitzer is operated by a crew of 14. 7 are transported by the howitzer, which is built around a chassis partly based on the T-80 main battle tank, and are primarily dedicated to the gun's operation. The remaining 7 crew members support the setting up of the artillery system and follow the howitzer in supply trucks. They are also tasked in defence roles while constantly feeding ammunition. The 2S7 was originally distributed amongst a number of Soviet states, with the majority held by Russia, Ukraine, Azerbaijan and Belarus. After the dissolution of the Soviet Union in 1991, these were mostly put into long-term storage and practically forgotten about. Even a small number were donated as museum displays. In late 2009, it is believed Russia began a Stage 2 modernisation of the 2S7M Malka variant by substituting several Ukrainian Soviet-era produced components, such as the gearbox and engine, which didn't take too well to long-term storage. These new components were sourced and manufactured in Russia at the Ural Transmash plant in Yekaterinburg. In March 2014, war broke out in the Donbass region of Ukraine between armed Russian-backed separatist groups and Ukrainian forces. In the same period, Russia exerted its military might and without firing a shot, forced through the annexation of Crimea. The Ukrainian government forces now dug in along the Donbass front announced in November 2014 that after 10 years in storage, an unspecified number of the 2S7 Pion systems would be reactivated to support forces in the Donbass region. They were restored and modernised with upgraded ammunition storage to 8 rounds, as well as fitted with more sophisticated communications equipment. The work was carried out in the city of Rivne, western Ukraine. In 2018, the Russian government embarked on a third stage comprehensive modernisation of the 2S7M Malka. The now named variant 2C7M Malka is claimed by the Russian Ministry of Defence to aim at a target using a UAV, unmanned aerial vehicle. Russian forces received the first 2C7M Malka systems in December 2021, less than 3 months before the invasion of Ukraine. On Thursday, 24th of February 2022, Russian forces poured over the Ukrainian border. The large-scale invasion included an estimated combined total mix of 100 Malka variants. These howitzers are designed to destroy military fortified positions, often leaving 16-foot wide shell craters. The Russian 2S7 Malkas have reportedly combined operations with other artillery system units, in particular the 27 tons 2S4 Tulpan, a Soviet-era 240mm self-propelled heavy mortar. The world's heaviest and biggest mortar system is known to be firing 125kg laser-guided Smelchak rounds at Ukrainian positions. Russian forces have also deployed missile launchers combined with other artillery units to lay siege to Ukrainian cities with devastating effect. Seen here is the BM-30 Smerch heavy self-propelled 300mm multiple rocket launcher. The BM-30 Smerch most commonly used rocket is the Russian 300mm 9M55, a high explosive cargo carrier. The warhead variants include thermobaric, fragmentation and cluster munition, a cluster bomb that ejects explosion bomblets that are designed to kill personnel and destroy vehicles. In July 2022, older 2S7 Pion artillery stored at the 9th Arsenal in Omsk in Russia's Siberia region had been moved from the outside storage facility. According to media sources, Russian forces 2S7 Pion artillery are spotted being transported by rail cars heading to Ukraine in July 2022. These old 2S7 artillery could be inferior replacements for lost and damaged 2S7s or even to be cannibalised for essential spare parts. Although the Russians have lost some 2S7 Pion to enemy fire, generally the Russian artillerymen effectively employ shoot and scoot tactics, counteracting any return fire. I would speculate any requirements for more 2S7 would likely to be due to exceeding the 2A44 gun's barrel life expectancy of 450 to 500 rounds. On occasion, Russian artillery crew may even be operating them to accidental destruction. Such as the demand for these howitzers to maintain firing operations, accidents often prove lethal to the artillery crew. It's not known how readily available a replacement gun barrel would be, or whether they have the heavy equipment needed to replace them, or even spares actually exist. With winter fast approaching, Russian forces are unlikely to maintain 100 battlefield-ready 2S7s due to the expected harsh Ukrainian winter conditions and already strained and complicated supply chains. For instance, the 2S7 howitzer gun is the only artillery system operating in Ukraine using the 203mm high explosive round, designated the ZOF-43. Weighing up to 110 kg, it requires a small fleet of trucks to constantly follow and supply the gun system. Add in the 40-man crew, food and fuel supplies, and this massive gun system becomes an all-consuming monster, a very demanding one at that.